In this tutorial we're going to be learning the Smooth Waves stitch. This is a beautiful colourwork stitch that is completely reversible. It's suitable for beginners because we're only using single crochets and double crochets, and it's perfect for stripy blankets. So let's get learning the Smooth Waves stitch. So start your crochet by making a slip knot using your preferred method. This is how I prefer to make my slip knots. And then we need to make a starting chain that's a multiple of 8 plus 5. So for the purposes of this tutorial, I'm going to make a starting chain of 21, but yours can be any width you like. For example, if you're making a blanket, yours might be hundreds of chains long. As long as it's a multiple of 8 plus 5, it doesn't really matter the size of your chain. To start row 1, we're going to work a single crochet, that's a single crochet in US terminology, into the second chain from the hook. So we're going to skip this chain and work a single crochet into that chain there. So I'm going in there to make a single crochet. Then make a single crochet into each of the next 3 chains. So 1, 2, 3. So in total we've now made 4 single crochets. Now make 4 double crochets into each of the next 4 stitches, and we're going to repeat this along. So I'm going to work 4 double crochets, 1 into each of the next 4 stitches. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, and then a single crochet into the next 4 chains. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So repeat that all the way along, working 4 singles and then 4 doubles until you reach the end of your chain, and then come back to this tutorial and I will explain row 2. So this is what your crochet should look like at the end of round 1, and round 2 is essentially the same as round 1. So we're going to chain 1, that doesn't count as a stitch, then work a single crochet into each of the next 4 stitches, and then a double crochet into the 4 stitches after that, and then repeat along. If you lose where we are at this point, look down and look, is the stitch that I'm working into next a single, which is a shorter stitch, or a double, which is a bigger stitch? And then that should tell you what you're doing in that stitch. So if I look at my next stitch here, it's a short stitch, it's a single crochet, so that means I need to make a single crochet into it. And again, the next one is a single, so I'm going to make a single crochet into it, and then my next stitch has suddenly jumped to being a double crochet, a longer, taller stitch, so I'm going to work a double crochet into it. We're kind of matching them up. So if you do lose your place, that's a tip for you. So repeat across your row those 4 singles and then 4 double crochets, and I'll meet you at the end of this row because we're going to be switching things up for row 3. So this is what your crochet should look like at the end of row 2, but I've stopped just before the final stitch because I'm planning on changing colours here and carrying my yarn up the side of the work just like we did in the interlocking block stitch. If you've not watched that tutorial, don't worry, I will explain what that means as we go. To change colours here, I'm going to use this beautiful golden yellow colour that I really love. When we make this single crochet, we're going to change colours to that yellow partway through the stitch. So put your hook into the next stitch, yarn over and pull up a loop, then drop your yarn. If you're doing a sample where you're using lots of different colours here, cut your tail and weave it in, but I'm going to be alternating between these 2 colours here, so I'm not going to cut my yarn, I'm going to actually carry my yarn up the side of my work so that I have less tails to weave in. So I'm going to drop, like I said, drop that beige yarn and pick up our next colour, and I'm going to place the yarn over my hook like this and then pull it through to finish off that single crochet stitch. And as you can see, we've got a seamless join between the two colours here. So because we've changed colours, we're now going to swap where we do the stitches. So for the next 2 rows, whilst we're using this yellow colour, we're going to be starting with double crochets. So make a chain of 3, 1, 2, 3. This counts as your first double crochet stitch, then turn your work over. We now skip the first stitch because this chain counts as our first double crochet, so we don't want to make an extra double crochet in there because we'd accidentally be increasing our stitch count. So we're going to make a double crochet into the next stitch. So I'm skipping here and I'm putting my hook in this stitch here to make that double crochet. Just like that. Now make a double crochet into each of the next 2 stitches. So there we go, including our starting chain, we've now made 4 double crochet stitches. So we're now going to swap to single crochets and make 4 single crochet stitches. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we're going to repeat across what we did on the previous rows. So we're going to do 4 doubles and then 4 singles, 4 doubles and then 4 singles. But if you remember the tip I gave you on row 2, where if we look at the stitch we're working into, we work the same stitch, when you've just changed colour, that is not true. We're going to do the opposite. So if we have a look here, my next stitch is a single crochet from the previous row. So that means I'm going to make a double crochet into it. So when the row below is a different colour, that's when you do the opposite stitch to the one you're working into, but when you're working the same colour you do the same stitch. So that's kind of like an easy way of kind of knowing where you are. So if we have a look, my next stitch here is a single crochet, so I'm going to work a double crochet into it, and then my next stitch is a double crochet, so I'm going to work a single crochet into it. So repeat this all the way along until the end of the row, and then I'll meet you back here and we'll talk about row 4. So this is what your crochet should look like at the end of row 3. You can see that wave pattern start to form. So to start row 4, make a chain of 3. This counts as your first double crochet stitch, then turn your work over. For this row, it's going to be a repeat of row 3, so we're starting with double crochets. So I'm going to make a double crochet in the second stitch. Remember, we skip this first stitch because we've already made a stitch into it, kind of this fake double crochet here that's our starting chain. So I'm going to make a double crochet into the next stitch, and then a double crochet into the next 2 stitches after that. Now because we're working this row the same colour as the one below, that means we're going to be doing the same stitch into them. So if my next stitch is a single crochet, I'm working a single crochet into it. So I'm going to work a single crochet into each of the next 4 stitches. Like that. And then my next stitch is a double crochet, so I'm going to work a double crochet into it. And that's the same for all those 4 stitches. So we're again doing that repeat of 4 double crochets, 4 single crochets, 4 double crochets, 4 single crochets. So if you're happy with that stitch pattern, you can switch off this tutorial now. However, if you would like to learn how to carry your yarn up the side so you don't have any tails to weave in, then come back to the end of this row and I'll show you how we do that moving forwards. So I'm almost at the end of this row, and this is what your row should look like at the end of row 4. I've not yet made the final stitch, and that's because we're going to change colours again. We're going to do it using the same method as we did for the end of row 2, but we're going to be picking up that yarn we dropped at the end of row 2 and attaching it back to our work. So we're going to start off that double crochet as normal, so yarn over, put your hook into the top of the starting chain, because that counts as a stitch. Yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, then drop your yellow colour and pick up the next colour, so this beige colour here. And I always make sure when I'm picking up a colour like this and it's going to have kind of yarn along the side of my crochet, I make sure it's in front of the working yarn. So notice how my yarn is like this and not like this as I'm picking it up. But I just find that if I'm consistent with bringing my yarn to the front all the time, it makes a really nice edge. So I'm going to yarn over that beige colour, I'm going to pull it through both the loops on my hook. And as you can see, this yarn here is not really tight, because look, if we pull this yarn too tight, it distorts the edge of our stitch, but if it's too loose, it ends up baggy and our stitches start to unravel almost. So we need a just right tension here, just like when you're learning to crochet. So I find that is about right, where I can pull it a little but not too much. And then we're ready to start row 5, which is the same as row 1 and row 2. So we're going to continue doing that same stitch pattern, and then if you come back to this tutorial at the end of row 6, I'll show you how we pick up the yellow colour. It's in a similar way but with the single crochet stitch. So yeah, come back to this tutorial at the end of row 6. So here I am at the end of row 6, and I've just stopped before my final stitch so I can show you how we change colour again. So what I'm going to do is the same as we did right when we joined the yellow into the yarn. So I'm going to put my hook into the final stitch of the row, yarn over and pull up a loop, and then I'm going to drop that colour, so that beige colour there, and I'm going to pick up my yellow yarn, making sure that the yellow yarn is in front of the beige, and then I'm going to finish off that crochet stitch. So I'm going to yarn over and pull through both those loops on my hook, making sure that this yarn here is not too tight. So if you can see here, here are the yarn that we carried up, and this carrying up the sides of the yarn for this stitch pattern specifically only really works for when you're working between two colours. But if you're going to be making a swatch like this, where you're changing colours randomly, or if you've got a longer pattern repeat with the colours, then you're going to need to cut your yarn and weave your tail in at the end of every row. So I hope you've enjoyed this beginner tutorial for the smooth waves stitch. I have loads more stitch tutorials that I'll link in a playlist up here on your screen. Give this tutorial a thumbs up if you found it helpful, and I'll see you again in another tutorial.